Ladies and gentlemen, consider for a moment that the world around you is not merely the sum of material elements, but rather expression, a reflection of your inner world. Imagine that everything you see, feel, and experience has its roots in a world that only you can see, a world where your thoughts and desires create what we call reality. This is the truth that lies beneath the surface of our everyday lives. Imagination is not a mere fancy, it is a profound and powerful creative force. To trust your imagination is to recognize that within you lies an infinite capacity to create, to influence, and to bring forth new realities. When you see yourself in a particular situation or envision a dream fulfilled, do not dismiss it as wishful thinking. Instead, see it as a blueprint, a seed that has been planted within the fertile ground of your mind. Trust that this inner vision has the power to become an outer reality. It all begins within. The world outside responds to the emotions and images you consistently hold within. When you embody a feeling as if what you desire is already yours, the world begins to arrange itself around that truth. What feels like imagination becomes a profound link between you and the experiences you long for. Let go of the doubt that hinders this natural process. Understand that all great changes, all transformations begin from within. Live each day in the state of your fulfilled desires. Let the feeling of your dreams fulfilled guide your actions, your decisions, your very way of seeing the world. As you do this, as you persistently and lovingly hold your vision, the boundaries between imagination and reality blur, and you begin to live from the end, knowing that what you have imagined is on its way. Believe that it is as real, if not more real, than the tangible objects around you. Believe that through it, you can transcend limitations, reshape your world, and find joy in the realization of your highest dreams. Imagination is often seen as an idle, whimsical activity, a pleasant distraction, but ultimately separate from the real world we interact with. Yet, this belief couldn't be further from the truth. Imagination is the very foundation upon which everything in existence is built. Every innovation, every masterpiece, every groundbreaking achievement has sprung from the depths of someone's imagination. It is the starting point of all creation, both grand and minute. Understanding this truth allows us to recognize that the world we see is shaped not by forces outside of us, but by the images and ideas we hold within. Imagination is a tool of incredible power. When we imagine, we aren't merely conjuring up idle fantasies, we are engaging with the limitless potential of creation itself. Every thought we hold and every vision we construct in the mind has the potential to manifest in reality. The ideas we nurture within ourselves, whether it's success, health, love, or peace, act as seeds that we plant within the soil of our subconscious. In time, these seeds grow, taking shape as real-world events and experiences that align with the energy and imagery we have consistently cultivated. But what does it mean to shape reality through imagination? Imagine your mind as a canvas and your thoughts as the brushstrokes. Each thought, each image we hold adds color, depth, and form to the life we experience. With each brushstroke, we design the life that we eventually inhabit. Those who have learned to master their imagination and direct it consciously understand that reality is not something that happens to us. It is something we create. By focusing on what we truly desire and seeing it clearly in our minds, we bring that desired state into being, turning mere ideas into real, tangible outcomes. To engage with our imagination this way requires faith in its power. We are often conditioned to value what is practical and tangible. Yet what we call reality is a reflection of thought. Every building, every technological advance, every life-changing philosophy originated as an imagined idea, something that initially had no substance outside the mind of its creator. However, through persistence and belief in that initial vision, each of these ideas was brought into form. The only difference between the imagined and the real is the belief and action that brings the image to life. When we trust in the creative power of our imagination, we are giving ourselves permission to explore beyond perceived limitations. Imagination allows us to perceive the life we wish to live before we physically experience it. As we visualize these scenarios and feel them deeply within, they begin to influence our attitudes, actions, and ultimately the outcomes we experience. When we view imagination as the source of reality, we unlock the power to transform our lives at the level of our thoughts, shaping not only our own experiences, but even the lives of those around us. We are continually shaping and reshaping our lives through imagination, which is the source, the invisible beginning from which all things are brought forth. To trust in imagination, then, is to trust in the process of creation itself, and to recognize the immense potential within every person to create a life of fulfillment, purpose, and joy through the images held within the mind. Living from the end is a transformative approach to manifesting the life you desire. It means embodying the mindset, emotions, and beliefs that would naturally arise if you were already living in your desired reality. When we live from the end, we assume that our goal is not something distant, but a present reality. By internalizing this concept, we shift our perspective to one of certainty rather than hope or wishful thinking. This shift, in turn, aligns our thoughts and actions with the outcome we seek, drawing us closer to it with every moment. To truly live from the end, you must create a vivid mental image of your desired state and immerse yourself in it as if it already exists. Imagine with great detail and clarity what life would look like, feel like, and even smell like if you had already achieved what you want. By engaging the senses and visualizing your life as though your wish is fulfilled, you signal to your mind and emotions that this is now your reality. The mind cannot tell the difference between real and imagined events, so the emotions and responses you experience in this mental exercise begin to feel authentic and inevitable. This practice demands not only clarity, but also a willingness to let go of old limiting beliefs and doubts. Many of us have a habit of envisioning goals, but immediately countering them with thoughts of why they may not happen. Living from the end requires that we set aside these doubts and instead nurture a sense of inner knowing. The more you persist in holding on to the state of your fulfilled desire, the more it starts to feel natural, as though it's always been a part of your life. Doubts and fears diminish as your conviction in this imagined state strengthens. A powerful aspect of living from the end is that it allows us to respond to present circumstances with the perspective of someone who already has what they desire. This means that if obstacles or setbacks arise, we don't react with worry or frustration. Instead, we respond as though these situations are minor details within a larger plan that is unfolding perfectly. From this perspective, challenges lose their power to derail us, and instead they become stepping stones toward our goal. By embodying this mindset, we cultivate resilience and a calm confidence that becomes our natural response to life. This approach also changes the way we make decisions and act in the present. When you see yourself as already having achieved your goal, your actions naturally align with that outcome. You make choices that reflect this reality, moving toward the fulfillment of your desires rather than away from them. This is because the belief in your end state fuels actions that are consistent with that belief. Small daily choices begin to support and reinforce your desired reality, making the transition from imagination to reality seamless and powerful. Living from the end is about stepping into a new state of being. It is a declaration to yourself that you are ready to experience your desires as realities rather than dreams. By maintaining this state, you not only shift your own mind and emotions, but also influence the world around you. Others begin to respond to you as though you have already achieved your desires, reinforcing the reality you've created internally. In this way, living from the end becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, bringing your desires into tangible form through the consistency of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. The power of feeling is at the core of transforming imagination into reality. It is not enough to simply visualize a desired outcome. It must be accompanied by a genuine, heartfelt emotion that aligns with that outcome. Feeling is the catalyst that breathes life into our desires and makes them real in our minds. When we generate the emotional state that corresponds to our wish fulfilled, our subconscious begins to accept this imagined reality as true. Emotions, more than thoughts, leave an indelible imprint on the mind. And this imprint paves the way for our imagined reality to take shape in the physical world. Emotions are the language of the subconscious mind, and they communicate directly with the deepest parts of ourselves. Our subconscious doesn't distinguish between a feeling generated by imagined experience and one generated by a real event. It simply accepts whatever we consistently feel as reality. This is why people who constantly experience worry and doubt often find those fears materializing in their lives. They are unconsciously shaping their reality through negative emotions. The same principle applies in the opposite direction. By focusing on the feeling of your wish fulfilled, You actively program your subconscious mind to bring about that desired state, aligning both your internal and external world with that vision. To access the power of feeling, you must immerse yourself fully in the emotions associated with your desired outcome. This requires not just visualizing a goal, but truly inhabiting it emotionally. Ask yourself, how would you feel if you already had what you desire? Would you feel joy, relief, peace, confidence, or gratitude? By identifying these emotions and focusing on them, you draw that future state into the present moment. The more vividly you can feel those emotions, the more powerful their effect becomes. Just as a seed needs water to grow, your goals need the nourishment of genuine feeling to take root and blossom. This process of feeling as if your wish is already fulfilled can initially feel challenging, especially if your current reality seems far removed from your desires. But persistence is key. Over time, regularly generating the feeling of your wish fulfilled makes it a natural part of your state of mind. As it becomes habitual, your emotions and expectations begin to align with your desire rather than with your current circumstances. This alignment shifts your perception and consequently the way you interact with the world. By feeling your desired state into being, you stop reacting to external conditions and instead create from a place of inner certainty. The more vividly you feel your desire is real, the more your doubts and fears dissolve. Faith is not just an intellectual belief, it is a deep-seated emotional conviction that whatever you desire is not only possible but inevitable. This feeling of faith keeps you anchored in your desired reality, no matter what challenges or delays may arise. When faith is fueled by the power of feeling, it creates a sense of inner knowing that nothing external can diminish. Feeling is what bridges the gap between the imagined and the real. It empowers you to bring any desire into physical existence by embodying the emotional state of your fulfilled wish. In this way, feeling becomes the ultimate tool for creating and shaping your life. By consciously focusing on feelings aligned with your desires, you are actively choosing the reality you wish to experience, one emotion at a time. This is the true power of feeling, the ability to turn dreams into reality through the simple yet profound act of embracing the emotions that accompany those dreams. Awareness and self-identification are central to shaping the reality we experience. Our awareness or consciousness defines what we believe to be true about ourselves and the world around us. In essence, we are who we believe ourselves to be. The way we identify ourselves, the qualities, beliefs, and assumptions we hold at a core level, shape how we navigate life, how we perceive opportunities, and even how others respond to us. By changing our self-identification to align with our desired outcomes, we unlock the power to transform our reality from within, setting in motion the events, circumstances, and conditions that mirror our inner beliefs. Self-identification begins with awareness of the thoughts and assumptions we regularly hold about ourselves. Many of these beliefs are formed in early life through experiences and conditioning, and they often operate beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. These deep-rooted beliefs shape our perception, influencing what we feel is possible or impossible for us. For instance, someone who identifies as unlucky or not good enough will likely experience situations that reinforce these beliefs as they unconsciously project them onto the world. To shift our reality, we must first become aware of these limiting self-concepts and then consciously adopt a new identity aligned with what we desire. When we identify with a desired version of ourselves, we begin to think, feel, and act in accordance with that new self-concept. Self-identification is not merely wishful thinking, it's an active state of being. If you desire success, for example, then you must begin to see yourself as already successful, embodying the qualities of confidence, resilience, and capability. This shift in self-perception creates a powerful ripple effect. As your subconscious mind begins to align with this new identity, and your behavior naturally follows suit. You start making decisions, taking actions, and setting boundaries that reflect your new self-image, and in turn, the outer world begins to mirror this change. Changing the way we see ourselves doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily commitment to nurturing our new identity. By consistently affirming and feeling the reality of this new self, we reinforce it within, making it feel natural and true over time. This practice gradually replaces old limiting beliefs with empowering ones, allowing us to operate from a place of confidence and inner certainty. The consistency with which we hold this new image of ourselves solidifies it, making it a permanent part of our psyche and eventually our reality. When we carry a strong sense of who we are, that energy radiates outward and influences how others perceive and respond to us. If you identify as a leader, people will naturally respond to you with respect and openness. If you identify as someone successful and capable, opportunities seem to come your way with ease. This is because people tend to mirror back the energy we project, further reinforcing our chosen self-concept. In this way, by changing how we see ourselves, we also change how the world sees us. Our self-identification becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The beliefs we hold about ourselves determine our thoughts, actions, and reactions, which in turn shape our reality. When we identify with our desires rather than our limitations, we step into a higher version of ourselves and open up to greater possibilities. This shift in self-perception not only transforms our inner experience, but also influences the people, events, and outcomes we attract. By becoming aware of and consciously choosing our self-identification, we align with our deepest desires and empower ourselves to create a life that reflects our true potential. Repetition and consistency are essential tools in cultivating any new belief, habit, or identity, especially when it comes to manifesting a desired reality. Just as we would practice a skill until it becomes second nature, consistently reinforcing our desired state helps us internalize it, making it feel natural and real. This is the power of repetition. With every deliberate thought, every visualization, and every affirmation, we strengthen the idea within our subconscious mind. Over time, what once felt unfamiliar or even impossible begins to feel like an inherent part of us. This is how we shift our self-image and ultimately our life experiences to align with our desires. The process of repetition works because the subconscious mind learns through familiarity and habit. Our mind is like fertile soil, and the ideas we plant through consistent thought and feeling are like seeds. When we repeatedly nurture these seeds with attention and belief, they grow roots in our subconscious, transforming our baseline beliefs about what is true or possible. Repetition helps to replace old patterns with new, empowering beliefs, moving us beyond habitual limitations. Through this steady reinforcement, our new desired state starts to feel automatic, as though it has always been a part of us. This persistence is what eventually reshapes our internal world, and by extension our outer reality. Consistency in particular is vital because it keeps us anchored in our desired state despite the distractions and challenges of daily life. It's easy to hold an empowering thought once, but consistency means returning to it over and over again, especially in moments when doubt or negativity arise. By repeatedly choosing to think and feel in alignment with our desired reality, we train ourselves to stay grounded in that vision. This practice builds an internal stability that becomes a foundation for manifesting our goals. As we are no longer easily swayed by temporary setbacks or external circumstances, consistency builds resilience, giving us the inner strength to stay focused on our vision. Repetition and consistency work hand in hand to create lasting change. Repetition plants the seed, and consistency nurtures it, ensuring it grows strong and takes root. Each time we affirm our desired state, visualize it, or engage in actions that reflect it, we strengthen the neural pathways associated with that outcome. The brain is wired to adapt based on what we repeatedly focus on, and this neuroplasticity allows us to rewire our thinking and self-concept over time. As these neural connections strengthen through consistent focus, the desired state becomes more than just a goal, it becomes a natural part of who we are. Maintaining this repetition and consistency often requires patience and faith. When progress seems slow, it's tempting to abandon the practice. However, this is precisely when persistence matters most. Just as seeds take time to germinate and grow, the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions we consistently reinforce take time to manifest. By trusting the process and continuing with our practice, we build the conviction needed to bring about our desires. Every day that we engage in our chosen state of mind, we are building faith in our vision, transforming it from a possibility into an eventual reality. Repetition and consistency create a powerful loop. The more we practice our desired state, the more real it feels, and the more real it feels, the easier it becomes to continue practicing it. This self-reinforcing cycle builds momentum, making our new identity feel effortless and natural over time. As a result, we start to embody our desires in a way that aligns our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our vision. This alignment, maintained through repetition and consistency, is what eventually bridges the gap between our internal desires and the external reality we experience. By staying consistent and committed to this process, we hold the key to transforming our lives in ways that are both profound and lasting. Overcoming doubt is one of the greatest challenges when it comes to manifesting desires, yet it is essential for bringing our imagined goals to fruition. Doubt arises when we focus too intently on the current reality, comparing it with what we wish to create. The disparity between what is and what we desire often plants seeds of doubt, making us question the power of imagination and our ability to transform our lives. To transcend this doubt, we must cultivate faith not in the physical world, but in the unseen power of imagination. Faith becomes the bridge between desire and manifestation, transforming what seems impossible into reality through a committed belief in the creative power within. Faith in imagination is a deliberate choice to believe in the unseen, to trust that what we vividly imagine has the power to manifest in time. This type of faith doesn't rely on external validation or evidence. It is an inner conviction that the unseen is just as real as the seen, even if it has yet to materialize physically. By developing faith in our imagination, we allow ourselves to live more freely, without needing to constantly verify or validate our progress. Instead, we understand that our desired outcome is forming beneath the surface, and this trust reduces anxiety and strengthens our commitment to the vision we hold. One powerful way to strengthen faith and diminish doubt is to immerse ourselves in the feeling of our desired reality as if it were already true. This feeling-based approach to faith roots our desire within us, allowing it to take on a life of its own. When we feel as though our desired outcome is real, our mind begins to accept it as truth. Repeatedly returning to this feeling builds familiarity and faith in the imagined state, slowly eroding doubt. Over time, as we reinforce this feeling of fulfillment, our subconscious becomes increasingly aligned with the reality we're envisioning, and doubts naturally lose their grip on us. Doubt is often an indication of deep-seated beliefs or past conditioning that conflicts with our desires. These beliefs might say, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve success," and they can feel convincing if we let them take root. However, with faith in imagination, we begin to dismantle these limiting beliefs, replacing them with an empowered mindset. Each time doubt arises, it's an opportunity to reaffirm our faith in our vision, choosing to focus on the desired outcome rather than the current reality or limiting beliefs. This practice gradually rewires our mind, strengthening faith as the dominant force over doubt. The practice of overcoming doubt through faith requires persistence and a gentle but firm commitment to our vision. We learn to see doubt as a temporary obstacle, a voice that only has power when we choose to listen to it. Faith in our imagination, on the other hand, is enduring and steadfast. It doesn't waver in the face of challenges, and it becomes stronger each time we reaffirm it in the face of doubt. By returning to our imagined reality and fully embracing it as true, we are choosing to give power to our vision, allowing it to shape our inner world more powerfully than doubt ever could. The journey to overcoming doubt is a journey of self-trust. Faith in imagination is an act of believing in ourselves and in the incredible power of our mind. It allows us to transcend the limitations that we've previously accepted and to step into a reality shaped by our highest aspirations. Through this process, doubt transforms from an obstacle into a stepping stone that reinforces our faith. As our belief in our vision grows, doubt fades, replaced by a quiet but powerful assurance that our desires are on their way to becoming reality. This unwavering faith becomes the anchor that holds us steady on our path, empowering us to manifest a light that aligns with our dreams